السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه وأزواجه ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد، إخوتي الكرام، أرسل لكم من كل قلبي تهنئة بشهر رمضان الكريم. نسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يبلغنا رمضان جميعا، وألا نفقد أحدا ممن نحب قبل هذا الشهر الكريم ولا في أثنائه ولا بعده. Dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala extend our life to witness the blessed months of Ramadan, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make all of us to enjoy fasting months of Ramadan together without losing anyone from the ones we beloved and the one we or any member of the family or any friend or any of those which we love to be with them. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept it, that month from us. Today we are going to talk about the blessed months of Ramadan. Blessed months of Ramadan is a gift from Allah from year to year. And in this tough time, this the tough trial which all people on the globe, they suffer from, whether it was a real threat or partly real threat, but Allah knows if there is any other political issues behind, but it's not our subject. We really are obedient to Allah, we are submissive, and we need to practice our worshiping of Him in a peaceful way, without problems, without complications. So, if we are missing months of Ramadan, and we are dying to witness months of Ramadan, we are dying for many things. We are dying to go back to the masajid. We are dying for Umrah, to perform Umrah. We are dying to perform Hajj, especially if we never made Hajj. We are dying to stand in lines, listening to the recitation of the Quran from beautiful voices of some imams. That is really what we are missing. And whenever months of Ramadan is getting closer to us, to screen us, we feel that we are dying more of what we are going to miss. Probably it will happen that we never be able to go to the masajid to perform Salat al-Taraweeh or all the 5 mandatory prayers in congregation. Probably. Allah knows. Nobody knows. But in general, if we are missing so, what did we prepare for that in that circumstances? We should be prepared. We should prepare our souls, our hearts, our wives or husbands, our children for the upcoming blessed event, months of Ramadan, while we are missing too many factors that made the previous Ramadan full of happiness. So, what did we prepare for months of Ramadan? Before we start to talk about that, let's talk about something else. about a hadith in the book of Tirmidhi on the authority of the companion, great companion, Anas ibn Malik radiyallahu anhu wa ardah. He said that Rasulullah, Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, said, إنما عظم الجزاء مع عظم البلاء. إنما عظم الجزاء مع عظم البلاء. What does that mean? If the trial is so tough, the reward will be according to that toughness. And if it is more tough, the reward will be more. But the reward for whom? Oh, I guarantee the reward for me. I'm Imam, I'm this, I'm that. No, 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 no. Maybe the best Imam, he thinks he's the best Imam, he gets nothing. While a shepherd in the top of a mountain or in a valley in the desert, he gets the highest on earth. Because he's a humble person. He worships Allah with humbleness, not with pride. He worships Allah with humbleness. He doesn't look to himself, oh, I am such and such. No, he looks that he's a servant. Whether he was the king of the best country in the world, Muslim country in the world, Allah knows which is the best country in the entire world as Muslim country. Allah knows. Could be unexpected country. And the expected country could not be that because Allah knows and we don't know. We think it is the best because Allah loved it the most. But if it is really the best or the highest in reward because of the actions of its people or not, this is in the hand of Allah, not in the hand of anyone. Regardless what those people will prepare to make that land blessed. If Allah found that they deserve the best ever reward, it will be granted. Even if the people are blocked in their houses and they pray at home, the reward is granted. Because there is a hadith in Book of Bukhari and Book of Muslim on the authority of Umar ibn al-Khattab radiyallahu anhu wa ardah, that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ. The reward or the actions will be considered by the niyyah, by the intention. So if the intention is humble and good and peaceful and intended to spread peace everywhere, not intended to follow the vain desire, so the reward is granted in the highest rank in the paradise. Even if you were nothing, you're not a king, you're not a prince, you're nothing. Maybe a garbage collector in the street, but he's humble and he does his job from sincerity and by sincerity and from the core of his heart, because he knows people need that. So he's doing it from the heart. He's doing it from the heart, not from the high position. He doesn't look to the people from above. He always looks below him to humble himself more and more and more. Whatever goodness he did, he doesn't count it. He just forget it because he doesn't know if Allah accepted or not. But Allah, inshallah, will accept. and he is not proud of what he done, leave it to Allah. So, niyyah. This hadith, particular hadith on the authority of Umar ibn Khattab, book of Bukhari, book of Muslim, إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ, carries by itself 1/3 of your deen, of our deen of Islam, submission. This particular hadith carries by itself 1/3 of the deen. So if you fulfill it, if you have a good intention, if you humble yourself, you fulfilled 1/3 of the deen. And there are more hadiths to complete the other 2/3 of the hadith, of the deen. But it's not our subject today. Let's go back to the hadith I was about to talk about it, or to tell you about it, in the book of Tirmidhi. That hadith said, إنما عظم الجزاء مع عظم البلاء. And for whom is the top reward? For whom? The top reward for those upcoming people. And the worst of punishment could be for some other group of people. We will talk about them. And the rest of the hadith, he said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, فَمَنْ رَضِيَ فَلَهُ الرِّضَى. Those who are satisfied with the fate of Allah, they may receive contents from Him. They may receive contents from Him. They may receive satisfaction. They may receive tranquility in the heart, because they did not disagree with the fate of Allah. They did not object. They did not reject. They accepted, because it's part of Iman. Part of Iman is to believe in the qadr, khayrihi wa sharrih. If the qadr looks tough to you, losing a beloved one, losing your home, losing all the entire members of the family in one day. And I say, Alhamdulillah, this is the qadr of Allah. This is the fate of Allah. And I'm happy with it. If Allah decides so, I'm happy with it. And may Allah grant me patience to pass it peacefully. To pass it peacefully. Because some people, they don't pass it peacefully. Even after they show acceptance, they start afterward to boil up and to think and listen to the whispers of the devil, whispering of the devil, and start to object. So the hadith says, فَمَنْ رَضِيَ فَلَهُ الرِّضَى. Whoever will be happy with the fate of Allah, regardless, good or bad, Allah will grant him happiness in the next life, or probably first in this life and the next life likewise. And whoever disagree, whoever gets angry, why me? Why me? From all the people in this neighborhood, I'd get the virus, for example. Don't say so. Say, Alhamdulillah, oh Allah help me, get me out of it. Grant me shifa, grant me the healing from that. Protect my family from take it from me. So I will, if I live and they want, I will feel sad because I was the reason behind their sickness. مَنْ رَضِيَ فَلَهُ الرِّضَى. Whoever will be satisfied, Allah will grant him satisfaction and tranquility. And whoever will disagree, I'm afraid he will receive what Allah thinks he deserves, that as a punishment. I'm afraid of so. Allah is merciful, so enjoy His mercy. Don't get yourself out of His mercy. Back to Ramadan. What did you prepare for Ramadan? We used to do, or people used to do, very unusual things. They cook a lot in Ramadan. They pile up stuff at home for the months of Ramadan. Optional things and mandatory things, or most needed food or whatever, and the optional food and the optional amusement. Is this what Allah ordered us in Surah Al-Furqan? Surah number 25, almost before the end of it. He said, Subhanahu wa ta'ala, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. والذين إذا أنفقوا لم يسرفوا ولم يقتروا وكان بين ذلك قواما. Those who, when they decide to spend some money for food or for drink, they are fair, not overacting, not extreme in spending money for no reasons. Oh, we will be fasting, we will be hungry. Oh, so we want to eat, we want to taste everything. I know some people, they divorce their wives because they didn't cook 2 or 3 kinds of meat every day in Ramadan. Or she failed to cook because she was sick or tired. So they divorce. Is this what the character of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught you? It is not the character of Muhammad, peace be upon him. If Allah gave you food, eat it and enjoy it and say Alhamdulillah. And if there is no but a little, very little food, say Bismillah, eat it and enjoy it and say Alhamdulillah. And if there is none, be patient. It's a test. Lots of food is a test. And less food is a test. And no food is a test. And you must succeed in the test. So it is not a must to prepare too much food in Ramadan. But on the contrary of that, you should save, because we are in crisis. Maybe we spend a lot and then we put our hands on our cheek and feel sorry and regret that we spent that much money. If we did not spend it in the right way, but the money that which you spend in a nice way, according to our Sharia, don't feel sorry for it because you didn't spend it. You send it forth with Allah and you will see it on the day of judgment. Yes, enjoy it. You enjoy it when you spend it with a good niyyah, with good intention, as we mentioned the hadith of intention. And after the money is finished, still feel happy. Why? Because it didn't go waste. It is in the hand of Allah. And do you think Allah will be happy with you unless you be happy with Him first? As we usually say, رضينا بالله ربا وبالإسلام دينا وبمحمد صلى الله عليه وسلم نبيا ورسولا وبالقدر خيره وشره. We always say in our dua, we are happy and satisfied that Allah is my Lord, is my God, one and only, has no partner, has no son, has no wife, has no one, doesn't need anyone. He's there since ever, before anything. And he is the creator before creating anything. And he is the most merciful before he apply his mercy upon anyone or grant his mercy to anyone. And he is the one who decide before he decide to choose any of the 124,000 messenger and prophet and the seal of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He is the one who takes the decision. Since ever before creating anything. That is Allah. Do we respect him the way it should be? Do we honor him the way it should be? Did we show him respect to his masajid the way it should be? Look at our masajid. Fighting, day and night, screaming, yelling. Everybody thinks that he is better than everyone else. And they're fighting for. And what is the final result? We all blocked at our home. We've been deprived from masajid. That's true. Some of us are very sincere. They go to masajid with love. They didn't go to masajid to fight. But sometimes they find themselves involved in, and sometimes they isolate themselves and say, Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil, and leave, waiting for the next salah to come. So because of the majority of our behavior is not proper behavior, we've been deprived from all masajid. In this upcoming months of Ramadan, we are about to maybe to fast Ramadan, to pray Taraweeh, and the 5 mandatory salah indoor, cannot go anywhere. So we really need to regret all of our behavior or others' behavior. We ask Allah forgiveness for them, and we decide to be better in this upcoming months of Ramadan. We decide to invest the upcoming time, in the best of way. I miss the Salat al-Taraweeh. In the masjid, I will lead my family at home with love, with the Quran in my hand. Read whatever is easy for them to listen. I don't have to force them to stand long time to hear the entire Quran during the months of Ramadan. I don't have to do that. I am not more careful than Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam didn't pray in the masjid during months of Ramadan except 3 or 4 days, 3 or 4 nights, no more than that. He prayed in the masjid and people joined him. As in Book of Bukhari and Book of Muslim, on the authority of Mother Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, and all companions and all the good followers. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam prayed in the masjid, in his masjid, and many, they joined him. First day, people talk. Oh, we prayed with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So more people came next day. And he continued to pray. More people on the 3rd day or the 4th day. And then he didn't come out for them. They asked him to pray for them, to lead the salah. They enjoyed it. He refused. You know why? Because he was afraid to be mandatory. If we will insist to do it, it will become mandatory, as we all made that mistake in our masajid. That's a big mistake. Why holding people for 1 hour or 1.5 hours or sometimes 2 hours? or sometimes 2 hours. Oh, we must finish the whole Quran. Every day a full juz. And sometimes Imam is reading so slow, sometimes fast. So according to that, he's holding the people behind him. Maybe his voice is so sweet, but it's not the point. Yeah, good voice is preferable, is highly preferable. But I hear the Quran from people, they have no good voice, but they read from the heart. And it affected me. And it affected everybody with us. Why? Because he reads from the heart. This is the point, to read from the heart, not to read from with some melody and raise up your voice all of a sudden and you scream all of a sudden. Is that how was Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam reading? He was reading in tranquility. And the stream of his reading was so nice and soft and touchy. Nobody could read like him. Read from your heart. You will gain a share of his way of reading. Peace be upon him. My general advice, don't feel sorry for anything happen in this upcoming months of Ramadan. Do what you have to do. Do it with love. Spend the most of time with the Quran. If you used to listen one time in the masjid during the entire months, okay, do whatever you could do with your family at home. And read as much as you could, because everybody at home, mostly, all of us at home, read more. If you used to finish the Quran, reading the Quran one time, finish it 2 times, 3 times or more. But read from the heart. Don't read quickly by the tongue. No, read and think. What are you reading? I recommend for those who don't understand Arabic to read 1 page in Arabic and then to stop, or to read 10 pages, for example, and then to stop and to read the meaning of that. Or each page, read the meaning of that, and then proceed in Arabic, and then proceed to understand. This how you reflect to the Quran. It is not how much you read. While you don't understand anything, I want you to understand. Allah wants to question you why you did not memorize the Quran, but He will question you. Did you understand the Quran? Did you understand the message? Did you implement it in your life? Did you take it a way of life? Did you take a hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam as a way of life, or you just listen from one ear and let it go from the other ear? Invest your time. Be so merciful and gentle with your family. Don't say, I'm nervous because I'm home. No. Invest that time to get closer to Allah. Invest that time to strengthen the relationship between you and your mate, between you and your children. Put the cellular phone on a side. Don't spend too much time online. Send it to all of your friends. Guys, I'm sorry, I'm offline in the months of Ramadan. Why? I have my excuse. Don't explain. Don't show up. Don't show off and say, I want to spend more time with Allah. Don't say so. I have my reasons. After Ramadan, I will proceed with you. And if you train yourself to do so, believe me, after Ramadan, you will find that you waste too much time online chatting, texting, looking at many things, sometimes good, sometimes bad, sometimes jokes. We are not in this life to keep joking. Yes, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to be happy amongst his companions, but in a moderate way, in a gentle way. With crisis, we make jokes. We don't see it as a warning from Allah. With crisis, we should regret and feel afraid and beg Allah to remove it quickly. But the more we make jokes about, the longer Allah will leave it with us. Don't blame anyone for that crisis. Blame yourself first. Maybe you is the one, because of him, Allah punishes all the mankind. And probably with your sincere dua, maybe by that sincere dua from the heart, with good niyyah, with humbleness, with mercy to everyone, maybe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will remove that heart as soon as possible. We beg Allah to accept it from us. We beg Allah to forgive all of us. If we will continue to live after this crisis, alhamdulillah, we will be collecting the reward of shaheed if we happy, if we satisfy, if we stay home with satisfaction, with patience, waiting for the fate of Allah to be applied, whether good or bad. And if we disagree with that, I hate to speak about it. I'm afraid me or someone else will be punished hard or will lose his life because of his arrogance. May Allah protect you. May Allah defend you. May Allah grant you a happiest Ramadan ever in your life, even if you still endure. Till here I had to stop because it's almost more than half hour. And I'm afraid I made it too long for you. May God forgive me and forgive you. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى أصحابه وأزواجه وآل بيته والحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.